Hi Horsey People, this is Laura and welcome to the April 2018 update on how Tryon International Equestrian Center is coming along and getting prepared for the World Equestrian Games. And they are doing a whole bunch of things, however a lot of things are blocked off, the road's blocked off, so I can't really get to a lot of the different areas that I have been covering. But I will go over some of the things that I can see where I can go, which is basically into the main Tryon equestrian riding facility. The covered arena now has a new front, which is all enclosed in the front. They're also putting on an addition to the side where it looks like it is going to be the warm-up area. So that's going to be a lot bigger, that covered arena. And on the side of the covered arena, I think is still going to be a hotel, and it's really flat, but that's all that's happening there right now. And then on the other side of the derby field that you can see in this picture, and I'll explain this picture in the sunrise in a second, is a hotel. And this hotel is going to be right where the endurance race is going to start and I do believe end. So the reason I put the sunrise picture here is because I went ahead and volunteered, which I've never done an endurance race. I've never been involved in an endurance race. I've never volunteered for an endurance race. But I volunteered to kind of get a little bit of scoop of the endurance riding for the World Equestrian Games. And this was a 75-mile race, and the World Equestrian Games will be 100 miles. But I got some really cool footage, and I'll give you little explanations as we go along. I also took a picture of this building when it was a little bit brighter out, so you could kind of get a better idea. But here's the building, and I'm not sure if that's how high it's going to be, or if it's going to go up any higher than that. But right in front of that is a huge gully, and they're going to fill that in and make that all flat. And like I said, where you'll see the endurance ride now, it is going to start over there by that hotel, is what I am told. So that's pretty cool. So we started at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and this is what it looked like when I got there. Everybody had their tents out for the cooling area. These are the trail. This is the large trail, one of the loops that they do. This is the second loop that they do. There is a third loop that they will do, this one right here, and then the fourth loop. So it was pretty interesting and a lot of riding. So I just started taking some footage of the very beginning of the race, and here's the beginning of the race, and there's a gator that is walking everybody out to the actual start. So they were in one of the rings kind of just walking around and warming up, and the gator came and got them at like 7 a.m. and they're all following the gator down to the actual start. So they'll all start together, and they all have their own bands on, and it actually records all of their time. So everything is digital. So every person, when they cross, it starts, and when they stop, it ends. So that everybody will have their own times, but they all start at the same time. And as I went through the day, I really didn't realize what I was taking pictures of. So I got some really cool information afterwards, which I thought was neat. But see these gray horses, and they are kind of like turning around. The three grays in that bay kind of turned around, and you can see the media kind of coming in, some bunch of people coming up. Well, when you see behind the guy in the blue jacket, there is going to be a number 3. Here he comes right here in the blue, and he is a prince from one, oh my gosh, I couldn't think of the city. Sorry, it is Dubai. So the prince from Dubai was riding in this race, and I did not know that until afterwards. And then when I went back and looked at my footage, I saw that I actually got a picture of him, which was pretty cool. Yay! So he had that blue thing over his face. You really couldn't see his face. He just had the whole handkerchief covering. But I did get a picture of him, so that was cool. Everyone was like, "Did you see him? Did you see him?" So I did. I didn't even realize it. But this is all the pictures of the horses going down. There was 84 horses in the competition, and 29 different countries were represented. Although many of them actually leased horses for this event to get an idea of the trail and how it rides. So when they bring their own horses from overseas, they'll have a good idea of what they have to prepare for and what these trails are going to be like. It's pretty cool. I got a picture of them coming in off of the first loop, which you will see. And when they get there, they have their team of 5 plus them that can be on the horse at one time, working, getting their heart rates down, cooling them off with buckets and buckets of water. And you will see that in a second here. And they have so much time to get their heart rate down. Here they are coming in, and actually it's the prince in the blue that comes in first with his entourage. So they were the first one coming in, and they were super, super fast. And so here comes their teams. They will grab the horses. They have to get down at that mark, and they have a certain time to get the horse's heart rate down to 64 or less. They have to go through a veterinary check. They get checked, they get approved. If their horses don't pass, then they are eliminated. So this girl got through the first phase, and she is off to the second phase of the competition. And I think it's a really bummer. Like, you can come in on the very last phase, and if your horse doesn't pass the vet approval, you can get eliminated on the last phase. So it's really tricky to make sure you know your horse. And these riders and these horses really have to work together to maintain each other's health and safety and everything, which is pretty cool. So that's what we did all day. And it was exciting when everybody started coming in and cooling horses. We were making sure, they only had 5 grooms and the rider, and we were checking numbers, making sure that the number stayed with their number and other numbers weren't helping other numbers. Here's the troughs that we had to keep full, so every time one batch would come in, we'd have to fill all the things up with water so they had water. And this is actually the end of the day. It was 8 p.m. by the time that we left, and everybody was tired, but it was a super fun day. And the riders said that they loved the trails, that everything was really went well, and Tryon is definitely getting prepared for the endurance ride. So I was really thrilled to see everything coming together, and it's going to be a really incredible event. So it was exciting, and I'm really glad that I had volunteered for this. I just showed this again just to show that I was there till 8 p.m. So have a good bye. Bye, Horsey people. Please subscribe.